So today, June 23rd, 2021, is the final podcast. Podcast number 13 is released today. And it's a limited podcast because it flows with this book. I never thought I would write a book. I never thought I would do a podcast. And both are done. So I'm really not sure what's next. But I thought I would read the last segment of this chapter, chapter 13. It's not a spoiler. There's no spoiler alert. This is not like a narrative storyline, but I did want to share this segment because I remember when I did the final read through of the book, and when I read this last segment, I kind of teared up. I think it was because it was the last segment, but also what the thoughts that was tumbling around my mind and the ability to share those thoughts with someone. So this chapter is called Everything is Everything, Transcending the Self. And I start each chapter with a poem, and I'm going to read this one. Life itself is not about standing still or clinging to the status quo. It's not about holding on to what was or what might eventually be. It's about moving, changing, growing, like the universe itself, and so should you, in the literal sense and the proverbial sense, mentally, physically, and spiritually. The last section is relax, you're just having a human experience. Our bodies and minds are in constant change. We get wiser over time while our physical bodies slowly deteriorate. What a cruel trade-off that is. Our relationships change, often with people with whom we were once so close. Some endure until our last days, while others dissipate like water droplets on hot asphalt. When someone close to us dies, every single aspect of our lives feels different, and the ideas that we hold about our selfdom are shaken to their core. Change is not an end, it is a perpetual new beginning. Whatever you're going through or have gone through, your life will not be as it was before, and that's okay. Whenever you find your busy mind engaged in thoughts about how you wish things were, remember this simple phrase. Right now it's like this. You are a soul, a miraculous creation of the universe, having a very human experience. There are very few things that I've said in this book that haven't already been said by someone else in a different way, or perhaps in the same way, so I can in no way own these ideas or even claim that my thinking is original, although my delivery might be. Ideas are like the water in the water cycle, which goes through repetitious states of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, yet no new water is ever created and no water ever disappears. How we define ourselves should never be the result of comparing ourselves to others, but should instead be an aggregation of the totality of who we are as our selfdom arises and develops through the course of our lives. The things we see, the experiences we have, and the people that we meet along the way are all instrumental to this task. At the very core of selfdom is the idea that it simply would not exist, and neither would we, if not for our own irrefutable connection with everything else. It seems fitting to call certain moments that arise in the evolutionary process of seeking selfdom identity quakes, much like earthquakes where there are moments in time when enormous movement happens and things shift remarkably. Picture in your mind, if you will, a seismograph. But with only two needles moving rapidly back and forth as the paper rolls beneath them. The first line represents your selfdom, and the second line represents the external demands and expectations that are placed on you as you move through life. There will be points of turmoil that will come when your selfdom is challenged and the lines become erratic and jagged. But there will also be times when the lines run parallel, indicating balance and harmony as the enormous demands of existence are kept in check by your unwavering commitment to who you've come to define yourself to be. You are worth knowing, not just by others, but also yourself. You are worth loving. You are worth everything you can think of and dream about. You probably won't become an expert on the subject of you, but you'll come pretty damn close. Whether during your adolescence, throughout your 20s, 30s, and 40s, or even as you enter middle age and beyond, there are quakes that will happen. But we can empower ourselves to choose just how significantly we will allow ourselves to be affected. The fact that any single one of us can find the selfdom that we seek assures us that there exists sanguine hope even when we are in the midst of the most painful and challenging times of our lives. Our selfdom offers us the accrued wisdom to willfully appreciate and wholeheartedly believe that being alive holds something of tremendous value. It helps us see that the good of this world overwhelmingly outweighs the bad. It shows us that self-healing is well within our reach. It offers us the ability to comprehend the indisputable fact that love is the most precious gift we can ever offer to anyone, including ourselves, especially ourselves. Whoever we desire is not impatiently waiting at some abstract, mysterious, and distant destination far off into the future, but lies at the precise intersection of who we already are and who we've always been. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.